Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and we're here today to talk a little bit about Titanfall 2. Let me start by saying happy 4th to all of you, happy Independence Day if you're celebrating here in the States. I hope you have a good one, spend some time with some friends, some family, eat some good food, and enjoy some fireworks. Also, a big shout out to all of you in Canada who just recently celebrated Canada Day. I hope you had a great celebration over there as well. And just a big shout out to everybody across the world, wherever you may be watching from, wherever you reside. I hope we all manage, regardless of the situation that we might be in, to have a great, powerful, and happy and prosperous future. Let's get back to the Titanfall 2 discussion, though. I've been looking back at a lot of my Titanfall 2 videos. Not so much for the YouTube side of things, but just to look at my personal progression as a pilot, as a player. And what I've actually done this whole time, all the Titanfall 2 content I've been making, is really chart and record my progression as an individual. You can go back to my earliest videos during the alpha tech test, actually, and see the player that I was there. You can fast forward 3 months. You can see me struggling with slide hopping. You can fast forward to the future, to the present, to now, and see where I am in this very piece of footage. It's been a really interesting journey, Titanfall 2. It's been a game that has not really demanded that much of me as an individual. When you first start playing Titanfall 2, if you've played other shooters, if you have a background with shooters, you can just pick up and play it and you can do really well without ever really needing to master or understand its more complex mechanics, especially in a public play environment. But there was something about the game that encouraged me to do so. There was something about the core gameplay that was so satisfying that just hooked me and pulled me in, that then pointed me to the direction of slide hopping and air strafing and said, you want to do that, I know you do. Why don't you come on over, struggle for a bit, and maybe one day you'll understand this, and trust us, the reward will be more than worth the wait. And that's exactly what Titanfall 2 did. And along the way, that journey that I took to understand the mechanics, everything the game had to offer when it came to the pilot side of thing, and even now as I move forward with Dino, trying to understand everything the Titans have to offer, the game managed to reignite my passion for hardcore, high skill floor, high skill ceiling competitive play. Something that I didn't think would ever really become a part of my life again. Now, to make things very clear, I still don't ever plan on playing in an actual competitive setting ever again. It just doesn't fit with what I do on the channel or the direction that I'm looking to take my personal business, my projects, and my life. But that doesn't mean that I can't play games to that extent and that I can't shoot for maximum personal performance like I would if I was playing in a competitive setting. That is indeed the path that has been reawoken for me by Titanfall 2, and that's really quite special, that this game has been able to do that. You know, I look forward now with Lawbreakers and even the little bit of time that I've been spending with Quake Champions. These are games with relatively high skill floors, as well as relatively high skill ceilings, that demand a lot of you as an individual, regardless of what level you choose to play at. Like, the game doesn't care where you sit as an individual. It's just going to tell you, hey, guess what? If you're great, okay, we're still going to challenge you. If you're not that great, you're definitely going to be challenged. You know, it's just a game. These are demanding experiences that ask a lot of you as an individual right from the get-go. There's no sort of like, oh, the core gameplay is real easy, you can just hop in and kill people. No, you have to learn right from the start that this game is challenging and demanding. Titanfall 2 has prepared me for that, but more importantly, it's made me interested and excited in playing experiences like that. It's not that I don't like a good challenge. I love, you know, outside of competitive experiences, player versus player stuff, I love games like Dark Souls and Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac. I find challenging experiences extremely rewarding, but when you throw in the player versus player element, there's just something I think that has to be activated in your brain and emotionally that's a little bit different. You know, you have to really want to deal with those frustrations, the struggles of competing at a higher level, and of really asking yourself time and time again, am I as good as I can be? Titanfall 2 definitely did that for me. It's a game that asked me to reset my skill ceiling, my personal skill ceiling, time and time again. I could have left it where it was and said, hey, you know what? I'm fine with where I'm at. I'm fine getting 18 kills. I'm fine. I don't really need to slide hop. I don't want to integrate that into my mechanics. I'm not concerned about, you know, air strafing. What's air strafing? I don't need to know about that. I could have said that. As an individual, I could have been happy with where I was and just left it at that. But again, something about the core gameplay of Titanfall 2 just made me want to go out and chase those things down. It made me want to learn everything that I could learn, and it made me want to continue to reset my personal skill ceiling to get better and better and better. That's a pretty cool thing, and that's the #1 thing that I owe to Titanfall 2 since I've started playing the game. So really, that's what I wanted to ask you guys today. Leave you with some food for thought this week. what has Titanfall 2 done for you? A lot of you are coming from different perspectives. Some of you might be in the same position as me. You grew up playing a lot of first-person shooters. Maybe the core gameplay experience of Titanfall 2 isn't excessively demanding for you, but it's about getting as good as you can be and understanding all of those little nuanced mechanics. For some of you, though, I know that Titanfall 2 is one of your very first-person shooters. So you were presented with a completely different set of challenges. You were presented with just understanding first-person shooters in general, and then wrapping your head around the core mechanics of Titanfall 2, which, when it comes to making a game your very first-person shooter, are relatively demanding. You know, the mobility, being able to run on walls, and you know, just wall run even, and having the verticality you have in Titanfall 2 definitely makes it an inherently more challenging experience for people who are making it their very first-person shooter. So what challenges, what difficulties did Titanfall 2 present you? How did you overcome them? And what direction did that take you in? Have you looked forward to achieve as much as you possibly can in the game? Were you stumped? Did you walk away? Are you still just there, happy with where you're at? Let me know down in the comment section below, and really take some time to consider that. You know, there's a reason that I encourage people who I knew were going to play this game a lot to go out and to understand all of its mechanics, to get comfortable and to learn how to slide hop, to learn how to air strafe. Because I always said if you're going to spend that much time with a game, there's a lot of value to making sure you're consistently challenging yourself. You're always going to be rewarded if you're willing to present yourself with that challenge. So just think a little bit on this. Ask yourself where you are right now, and ask yourself where you want to be in the future for Titanfall 2. It's completely personal. If you don't want to push any further, that's up to you. Don't feel bad about this. I'm not trying to downplay anybody. It's just all about asking yourself where you are and if you're happy with where you are. So, I hope you guys have a great day. Again, have a great 4th if you're celebrating. Have a great week. I will see you tomorrow. We'll be back streaming more Lawbreakers content as we wrap up the beta, more Titanfall 2 content going forward. We'll be getting back into Titanfall 2 streams this week, so keep an eye out for those. A big shout out to everyone who recently subbed over on Twitch. A bunch of new patrons. Thank you guys so much for the support. It has been insane the past month. I hope you all have a fantastic day. And as always, remember to play smart, remember to play to challenge yourself, and most importantly, remember to play for fun.